Welcome you all to Alpha and Omega Mathematics by Vijay Jackson. Let us see the topic normal subgroup of a group capital G. So normal subgroup. So let us see that the definition of normal subgroup. So what is the definition? Just to take it, let G be a group and we need a subgroup and H is a subgroup of G. H is a subgroup of G. So for defining normal subgroup, so we need a group and also we need a subgroup of capital G. So after that, take one element from capital G. So X belongs to G and another one element from capital H. So small h belongs to capital H. Then, so X inverse belongs to capital H or X inverse contain H. So this is the definition of normal subgroup. See here, for defining normal subgroup, we need a group capital G. So and a subgroup capital H. So take one element from capital G. After that, take one element from capital H. So then find out a element X inverse. So this element X inverse belongs to capital H, means we can say that capital H is a normal subgroup. So based on the definition, so we are going to prove a theorem. The theorem statement says, so if H and K, if H and K are subgroups, so are subgroups of capital G, then H intersection K is a normal subgroup. Is a normal subgroup of capital G. The statement C here. So here we have H and K. H and K are subgroups of capital G. We are proving that H intersection K is a subgroup, normal subgroup of capital G. So by the definition of normal subgroup, so just here take it one element from capital G and also take element from H intersection K, because we are proving H intersection K is a normal subgroup. Is a normal subgroup of capital G. Therefore, take an element X belongs to capital G, let, and small h belongs to H intersection K. So take it like that. Okay, so one element X belongs to G, another one H belongs to H intersection K. So to prove that X inverse belongs to H intersection K. So if you prove the element X inverse belongs to H intersection K, means H intersection K is a normal subgroup. Okay, how we are going to prove? See here. So just to take it, X belongs to capital G, H belongs to H intersection K. So after that, so by using intersection property, X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H, and H belongs to capital K also. H belongs to H intersection means H belongs to capital H and small h belongs to capital K. So now combining the first two, X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H. So X is common. So and X belongs to G, H belongs to K. So here, so X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H, but we have considered H is a subgroup of capital G. So by using the H, okay, so H and K are normal subgroups actually. So H and K are so normal subgroups. Okay, so by using the definition H and X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H, So H is normal, therefore XH X inverse belongs to capital H and XH X inverse belongs to K also. Okay. So X belongs to J, X belongs to H. H is normal, therefore we can write it the element XH X inverse also belongs to capital H and XH X inverse belongs to capital K. So again use the intersection property procedure. So this becomes XH X inverse belongs to H intersection K. So we have proved now XH X inverse belongs to H intersection K. Therefore, we can conclude it H intersection K is a normal subgroup. Normal subgroup of capital G. Okay. So already we have proved H and K are subgroups, means H intersection K is a subgroup. But here we have proved H and K are normal subgroup of G. Then H intersection K is also a normal subgroup of G. Okay. So how we have proved here? Just to take one element from capital G and another one element H from H intersection K. So again by using intersection procedure, X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H and H belongs to capital K. So combining into two statements, X belongs to G, H belongs to capital H and X belongs to G, H belongs to K. So again H and K are normal subgroup, that is only our assumption. So by using that, we are writing XH X inverse belongs to H and XH X inverse belongs to K. By using again intersection procedure, XH X inverse belongs to H intersection K. Then we can conclude it H intersection K is a normal subgroup of capital G. So now the next theorem is kernel F. Kernel F. So what is kernel F? So kernel F, for defining kernel F, we need a map. Okay. So actually the definition says F from G to G dash. Okay. F from G to G dash is a one homomorphism map. Okay. So for defining kernel F, we need a homomorphism map F from G to G dash. So kernel F elements are in the form F of X is equal to E dash such that X belongs to G. So here, a element from capital G, okay, any element from capital G is mapped into E dash. E dash is the identity element of the second set, G dash. Okay, so all the elements are mapped into E dash only. So for example, this is a set and another set. See, F is here defined. So for example, 1, 2, 3, anything means here identity element or any set. The set contain more number of elements here also. So here, this is G, this is G dash. So all the elements from capital G is mapped to the identity element of the second set. So this is the definition of kernel F. So kernel F is actually subgroup. Kernel F is a subgroup of capital G. Now we are proving that kernel F is a normal subgroup. That is the next theorem. Kernel F is a normal subgroup. Normal subgroup of capital G. So how we are going to prove? The definition of normal subgroup says, so take one element from capital G and also one element from kernel F. Okay, so then find out a particular element XH X inverse. Okay, so XH X inverse belongs to kernel F. Then we can conclude that kernel F is a normal subgroup. So here also the same way we are taking that let X belongs to capital G and H belongs to kernel F. So H belongs to kernel F means what is F of H? This is E or E dash only because all the elements from kernel F means it mapped to the identity element. So to prove now, kernel F is a normal subgroup. So for proving kernel F is a normal subgroup, so write it XH X inverse belongs to kernel F. So this is we are going to prove. So for proving XH X inverse belongs to kernel F, so it is enough to prove f of XH X inverse is equal to A dash. Okay, it is enough to prove that f of XH X inverse equal to A dash means definitely XH X inverse belongs to kernel F only. Okay, so just to consider now consider left side f of XH X inverse equal to, I'm writing that f of x into f of hx inverse. F of x, f of, or f of xh, we take it like that, okay. So this is f of xh into f of x inverse, okay. So see here, why we are splitting f of xh x inverse, see here, f is a homomorphism. F is a homomorphism means f of x plus y comes f of x plus f of x y, f of y. So again, f of xy comes f of x into f of y. So here, we have splitted f of xh into f of x inverse. Okay. So this is equal to, again, by applying f is a homomorphism condition, f of x into f of h into f of x inverse. So since f is a homomorphism map, f is a homomorphism. So now we can put it f of h by, okay, f of h by a dash, because h belongs to kernel f. So this is equal to f of x into a dash into f of x inverse. Multiplying with the identity element, we will get the same value. So f of x into f of x inverse. So again, f is a homomorphism, combining the bracket value, f of x into x inverse. But x into x inverse is E. X into x inverse is, it is E. So this is f of E. So f of E, what is that? E from capital G. E belongs to capital G since, okay. So here, what is f of E? E dash. Because we are taking the map, f is actually kernel f. So f, any element from capital G is mapped to the identity element in G dash. So E dash. So you have proved now f of xh x inverse. F of xh x inverse is equal to E dash. Okay. So therefore, what will happen? Xh x inverse belongs to kernel f. XH X inverse belongs to kernel f. Now we can conclude it. Kernel f is a normal subgroup. It is a normal subgroup of capital G. So this way we are proving that kernel f is a normal subgroup. Okay. So see here. So you have defined what is the definition of normal subgroup. So then our normal subgroup definition says, so take one element from capital G and another element from capital H. Then we are finding an element XH X inverse. So it belongs to, again, capital H, means we can say that H is a normal subgroup of capital G. So here we have proved intersection of two normal subgroup is, again, it is a normal subgroup, and also kernel F is a normal subgroup of capital G.